Happy Friday the 13th. Okay, so this year we actually have some real news about the actual Crystal Lake series. They've actually started pre-production. They have started construction of sets on a soundstage. This is actually happening. I mean, it's been official for a while, but we've been waiting so long, I think some of us, until we actually saw them actually putting something on a soundstage or the cameras actually rolling. I don't think we're actually going to believe it's happening. And there was a set picture of them building the set on the soundstage released, and that's sort of it. But we do have a little bit of a description of the series, which I think came out a little while ago. I think I missed it. I feel like I just read it today. And it says that it follows basically the story of Pamela Voorhees, who was a woman who gave up a singing career to raise a special needs child, who then the series takes a dark turn when the child dies. So this is sort of a revision of a former series that was very close to being in production, which seemed to be more of a serious drama about this woman losing a child. This is hopefully more horror orientated, and it sounds good, but I just want them to have some fun with it and not to make it too serious, because it could be pretty dark. Getting pregnant, having, being a woman in the 50s, raising your own child, and then a special needs child with the little that was known back then, and then losing that child. It could be very serious and very dark. I want it to be a little bit more Friday the 13th, which is a bit more fun. None of the films were so grim that you couldn't actually enjoy them. So I'm a bit worried about that. But it's going to be certainly less serious than the other version they were talking about. But what I really wanted them to do was they were going to do a Crystal Lake series, which was about Crystal Lake being some sort of supernatural. There was a supernatural power in the town that was causing more things than just Jason Voorhees. And that would have sort of acknowledged why he can come back from the dead and why we have Jason from Friday the 13th Part 6 onwards. I was hoping that they would do that, but instead they decided to do Riverdale. So it nearly was made, and then they did Riverdale. I guess they wanted to create their own IP instead of paying for Friday the 13th, when they could basically just make up a similar series. There have been similar series to Crystal Lake, but I just realised, even if they make a Crystal Lake series now about Crystal Lake, they can't call it Crystal Lake because they called this Crystal Lake. They should have called it Voorhees or Pamela or something. Because now they can't use Crystal Lake as a name for a series about Crystal Lake. So that was a huge mistake, I just realised. But, yep. This year is the 45th anniversary of the original Friday the 13th, and to just make the film feel a little bit special this year, I'm just watching that film tonight. Normally I start watching, every Friday the 13th I watch all the Friday the 13th films, and now I've started to add some of the really good fan films as well. I sort of tacked on an extra day. But normally Thursday night after midnight, technically Friday the 13th, I watch the first 4 films, and then I put the 5th film on, which I usually fall asleep to. And then the next night I do Friday the 13th Part 6, which is kind of the best one. I think 2 and 4 are the best as far as horror. 1's a classic. 6 is overall the best because it does have some horrific moments, but it's also fun. So normally I watch Friday the 13th, all the rest of the films on the Saturday the 14th, which most of the sequels take place anyway. And then after that, I would tend to watch all the special features on Sunday and trailing into Monday. But I've sort of now made Sunday the fan film day, and then like it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. If I want to watch the special features and I have the time, I'll leave them till last. So this year, I'm just going to watch Friday the 13th tonight, because it's Friday the 13th now. I didn't watch anything last night. I just kept on with my Doctor Who marathon, which I have to finish before 10 o'clock tonight. And then I want to watch Friday the 13th tonight, like between 10 and 12, just so it's the only Friday the 13th I watched this year, because it's June 14, just like in the original film from 1980, 25 years ago. It was set on June 14, and for the 45th anniversary, there is a June 13th, so that's awesome. So I'm going to watch that tonight, and then after midnight, I might start it before midnight, but around midnight I'm going to watch the rest of the film. So the only film I'll watch and complete and finish will be Friday the 13th, on Friday the 13th this year, and then the other ones I'll watch on Saturday the 14th technically, and my marathon will just have to last a day longer than normal to sort of tribute the original film this year. And I'll do the same thing again for the 50th. Hopefully there'll be a new Blu-ray version or something to celebrate it with. So just going to watch it on Blu-ray, but that's what I'm doing for this Friday the 13th. How do you celebrate your Friday the 13th? So I celebrate all of them, and I'm glad we have a series, and hopefully, I don't know when the next Friday the 13th is, but hopefully this time next year we'll have a series in the can. I just hope they don't go too serious. And I'm just now realizing, I was going to say, I hope we get a Crystal Lake series one day. I'm like, well, how are they going to do that now with a name issue? I doubt Friday the 13th will get more than one series anyway, so I guess we're getting what we're going to get. A prequel's interesting, but I sort of wanted a contemporary supernatural Crystal Lake film series as well. So yeah, but we'll see. Hopefully it's good. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the sort of development of the Friday the 13th series and the anniversary of the original film, and how are you celebrating it. I'd love to be watching the film in the hometown, because they would have like the annual sort of thing this year. That would have been the best thing ever. But unfortunately I'm dead, and I can't do anything like that.